Chris Eveland is a professional guitarist from Ottawa, Canada, who's performed in numerous bands in the area. He's recorded and toured with Canadian Idol runner-up Aaron Walpole and currently plays in an ABBA tribute band called SOS, the ABBA Experience. He's also a member of Gelatin Skeleton, a glam rock original band that will be touring the UK in August with shows in Sheffield, Leicester and Nottingham. And Chris joins us now. Happy Friday to you.
Oh, happy Friday to you, man. I really appreciate you having me on, man.
So, you're touring the UK, of course, with Gelatin Skeleton in August. What city would you say you're the most excited to play?
Oh, all of them, actually. My mom was born in England, in Hull. She was there for a few years. I've never been. I've never played there, but I think every city has a special thing. I think Sheffield, probably for the festival, right? We're playing the Swings Festival there. And we've got a special treat lined up for the people of Sheffield. We're playing a song from one of the biggest bands out of Sheffield there. So we're very excited for that.
Yeah, that sounds so exciting. You say you've never been, which is incredible because most people have probably been to where their parents came from.
Yeah, no, it's something I've definitely wanted to do, and we're excited. And my wife and I are going to stay a little longer after the band tour. We're going to go check out Ireland and Scotland and everything else since we're over there. And I'm really excited to check out the country.
How long is the tour going to be? Because you say you're going to stay there a little bit longer. Will you be there for ages?
No, yeah, I wish, man. I wish. We're just waiting to hear back. There's a festival going on in Belgium as well.
Oh.
It seems to be a lot in the summertime, right, with the festivals and everything, and hopefully we land something there and then we can extend it. But for right now, we've just got the 3 or 4 dates in the UK, but we're trying to expand on it. Since we're traveling all the way there, we might as well make the most of it, right?
Yes.
See what we can do.
So what can we expect from the shows themselves?
Definitely melodic rock and roll. It's fun. We've got a very, probably one of the best drummers I've played with, Kevin Eamon on drums. Very animated. He plays with a ton of emotion. A good friend of mine is filling in for us on bass, Scott Primo. He's coming, and he's fun to watch on stage. He's a lot of energy. So we're just guys that love this genre of music, and Brett Kelly too, the singer. He puts on a show. But there's a lot of energy on stage. It's melodic rock at its best. If you're a fan of the 80s, kind of big choruses, loud guitars, in-your-face rock. If you like that stuff, that's what we love too, and we just hope people love it as much as we do.
Yeah, it's great. It seems to be that the 80s is probably the most popular decade for music, so you're going to get a lot of people coming because we love the 80s in the UK as well.
Yeah, you guys, some of my favorite bands from that time, you know, they don't tour as much over here, but over in Europe everywhere, especially Japan and some of those places, that genre in the UK too, those festivals you guys have over there, holy man, those are some of my favorite bands. So we're super excited.
One of the most iconic bands from the 70s into the early 80s is ABBA, of course. And you're involved in an ABBA tribute band, SOS, the ABBA Experience. What made you want to get involved with them?
Well, I grew up on ABBA, so my parents listened to that. So we would always drive to a cottage. It was a 4 or 5 hour drive, and they would put on ABBA. So at a very young age, I heard it. And it was the harmonies and the vocals that was different from a lot of the other things that I had heard. I'm like, whoa, there's a lot of vocals happening there.
Yeah.
Later on in life to find out how brilliant some of the songwriting was and how talented they actually were. I just got a call from somebody, I think it was off Facebook or off a band mix or something, saying there's this ABBA tribute being formed. Would you be interested in trying out? Now, that's different, right? Going from Ozzy, Van Halen, Metallica and all that stuff. But I had done an Elvis tribute previously, like play guitar in the Elvis tribute, Roy Orbison, Johnny Cash, those kind of players. So I was open to it. And the best part about playing these tributes is you're playing theaters, soft seat things, and so the seats are already full and they're looking at you. Instead of sometimes, you know, in the original band, you're over there in the corner, you're having fun, but there's other people that aren't even aware that there may be a band in the room, right?
Yeah.
But then when I went there and I met the people, the coolest part about it is they did like half hour of musical, let's get together and rehearse the songs that I've been given. But the other half hour was couch time. So we all sat around and talked because it was just important to these people that on a personal level you could travel and hang out and, you know, light the barbecue and have a good chat, as well as be able to play the songs. And I really liked that aspect of this. There's 10 of us in the band. Great vocalists, great musicians. It's a great gig. The seats are full. I think we sold out the last 16 or 17 shows coming out of the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
So we're very excited to see where this goes, man, and see what happens. It's a fun show.
Yeah. And you mentioned there's 10 of you in the band. There
Yeah.
were 4 in ABBA. So is there a Benny, Bjorn, Agneta and Frida amongst you, or do you all just kind of play the music without kind of being a tribute to the individual people?
Yeah, no, good question. There is the front 4. We do have the front 4, and then we have what we call backline of musicians here. But even if you go online and watch ABBA live at Wembley or some of their live shows, there's a band behind them.
Yeah.
Even though it was the front 4, they had their back line too, full of musicians back there. But we don't play to tracks. There's nothing hidden. It's not sequenced or anything like that. It's just everything you hear coming off that stage is real harmony. 2 keyboard players, 2 guitar players at times, and I think there's 7 or 8 vocals out of the 10 that are coming at you. So it's pretty special.
And you're from Ottawa, of course, and you've been performing in that music scene for some time now. So how has the music scene there evolved over the years and maybe influenced your own music career?
Yeah, so I'm newer to the Ottawa area. I'm actually from London, Ontario, like St. Thomas, that area. So I was in that scene for a long time, and when I first started, it was amazing. Bands were playing Wednesday to Sunday night. You could just head out on the road. You could play any night of the week. Monetary was a lot better, and the people were out. Things have changed over the years. I still enjoy it. But I would say how it's influenced me is just the wider spectrum. Back then, because I've been playing live for about 30 years now, back then, the spectrum was you had your Metallica guys, you had your classic rock guys, you had your jazz, whatever. Now, when you go out and see some of these bands, some of the better bands, they play everything from like ABBA, A to Zeppelin, right?
Yeah.
A is what we call the ABBA to Zeppelin, and everything in between. And I love that, seeing bands play all of your favorites and then things that you wouldn't even expect to hear. It's pretty special to hear that stuff.
Yeah, it's great because ABBA, if you've got a hard drive of music, they're always the first one.
Yeah, that's right.
There's AB.
That's right, yeah. ABBA and then AC/DC, right?
Yes. You're working on some new original music as well with John Miles, right?
John Millis, yeah.
So what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, he's one of my best friends just in life, period. And John and I decided, I don't even know how many years ago now, quite a few, that we would start an acoustic duo together. And he's probably the easiest person to play with. Like, we don't have set lists. We don't talk about what we're playing. We don't get together. We don't rehearse. We're just 2 really good friends that get together. He'll start playing and we just vibe off each other. And he's like, you speak of, a list of songs A to Z. John's that guy. He knows like every song, every artist. He'll just play it, right? And he goes with it. But we've written some songs we're currently writing, and we've had some from the past that we used to play live, but we never really recorded. Just life was busy and we were both, different directions and stuff, but we always got together and played. But now we have the opportunity to record these songs, and some of them we're really excited to release. We just released Moment in Time about a month ago, and it took off pretty good right out of the gates. It got some views and streams. We put a video together, and yeah, he's one of my favorite people to play with for sure.
Well, what's coming up for you after this music and after the tour? Is there anything else that you're working on or thinking of working on?
Yeah, man, right now I'm in the collaboration stage of things. I just had a really cool hang with Jeff Smallwood the other day. He's the guitar player for Celine Dion. And we talked about maybe doing some tracks and having him on there. I've reached out to Darren Smith from Harem Scarum. He's going to do some drum tracks on a rock instrumental, maybe some vocals from a good friend of mine, Kelly Heenan here. So I'm just in that stage right now, 1 song at a time. Don and I are doing ours. ABBA's going out on tour a little bit to the east coast of Canada and some other traveling there. So in between all this, I'm a songwriter. but I'm not much of a singer, so I like having people come in and sing the songs that I've written, and I find that the most enjoyable thing for me, for sure.
Well, where are we able to find all your music from your different bands and find tickets for the UK tour for Gelatin Skeleton this year?
Absolutely, man. GelatinSkeleton.com has all that information for over there in the UK. All the tickets, links are there as well. Chris Eveland Music on Facebook is the easiest way to reach out, see all the shows that are coming up. And then on Spotify, Apple, everything like that is Chris Eveland, Gelatin Skeleton. There's a bunch on there. I have a list on Chris Eveland Music that you can go check out.
Brilliant. Well, many thanks for talking to us today and have a great weekend.
You too, Toby. It's great talking to you, man.